pick up this seemingly random cookbook, and as you open it, you're not greeted by Italian nor Asian cuisine. Instead, the pages are titled insulin resistance, heart disease, liver disease, and across all of them, there are different diets and recipes to help the patients improve their symptoms and quality of life. You go a bit further and come across something called ulcerative colitis. Let me check. An inflammatory disease of unknown origin affecting mainly the large intestine, but impacting digestion as a whole. And they're just blank pages, which is quite surprising because across the last 30 years, we see the number of ulcerative colitis patients double, especially in countries that experience a huge dietary shift due to industrialization. So if there's something in the diet that could potentially make ulcerative colitis worse, is there a diet that might make it better, that might help these patients experiencing these nasty symptoms, and usually patients who are malnourished? We set out to answer that question. So we took mice that already had colitis and exposed them to different diets. In one case, they had caloric restriction, eating less than they normally would. In the second group, they experienced intermittent fasting, where they had a small window within their waking period where they actually consumed their food. And the third case, we had something called a fasting mimicking diet, a concoction of different nutrients and foods aimed at doing the same thing as intermittent fasting, having the same effects, but without actually doing the fasting itself. We saw quite interesting results. You see, in your small intestine, which absorbs the food, you have these finger-like structures called villi. In colitis patients, due to inflammation and additional stress, they shrivel up and their capacity to absorb nutrients becomes smaller. It decreases significantly. With each and every single one of our diets, we see those villi plump back up and be nice and healthy. In the background, we also see their inflammatory markers on a genetic level go down, 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 way down. So we can say all of these diets have a positive effect on colitis in mice. So we can technically use them interchangeably because we know that sticking to one of these diets can be quite hard. One thing should be noted, which is restrictive diets, the ones we tested, can have negative impact on these patients because remember, they're already malnourished, so we don't want to throw them off the stairs even further down the hole. But there is some potential to actually do this experiment in clinical trials, test it in humans, and see where it goes. But for now, you have to excuse me as I write down some recipes for those patients to hopefully help them one day.